that you guys hear me. I don't know if you hear me. First time I'm doing a live stream, so I don't know if everything's okay. I don't know if I got the right mic. I don't know if everything okay. Do you hear me? Do you? We hear you. Okay, that's great. I don't know if you heard the music behind the video, but that's okay. First time I'm doing this, so let's see how it goes. So welcome to everybody. We are live from Jerusalem, and today we're going to speak about something that apparently doesn't make sense at all, but you're going to see that at the end it makes sense. So first of all, I'd like to remind people that before to join the Flat Earth movement, I've been studying for about 15 years the scriptures, the original scriptures of the Torah, and in my investigations, the Gypsy people came up a few times, and after very deep investigations and lots of work, we've came to the conclusion that the lost tribes of Israel are actually embedded in the Gypsy community worldwide. So that file being closed, I've realized also that that war that we are fighting for the recognition of the Israelite origins of the Gypsies had a different front, and that front is called Flat Earth. So on one side you have the lost tribe of Israel, on the other side you have a war for the truth that is going on and that is awakening lots of different people all over the world that are not directly linked to Israel, but that are fighting for the truth the way Israel does, or at least should do. So the thing is that after investigating all what's going on in that Flat Earth movement, I've realized something, that what is going on here is not normal, because you can see lots of different people from different religions, different races, different opinions awaken around the truth about the shape of the earth. So it sounds crazy. I know it sounds like stupid to say that the earth is flat and not a globe, like we've been forced to believe since our childhood. But when you investigate the matter, you see that in the Torah it's clearly not a globe. The earth is not a globe. The earth is leveled, it's flat, and it's quiet. It is mentioned that it is stationary and quiet. And when we realize that behind that fight, behind this fight of Flat Earth, there is a fight about on everything which is a lie. That means that to make believe people that the earth is the globe is a big lie that's been engineered, according to what I believe I understood, about 600 years ago by the Catholic Church, with Nicholas of Cusa, that started talking about this, that the earth was a sphere and that there were other planets like ours in the universe. And what they're trying to push is that the Greeks, or one Greek at a time, 2,000 years ago, also believed that the earth is a globe, and that the whole world believed that the earth is a globe. But that's not true, because first of all, if it was true, so why starting to invent that theory like 600 years ago? That's one thing. And the second thing is that we have no proof that anybody ever thought that at the time, that and third, we know that all the civilizations worldwide knew that the earth was flat. That's something that was known. So again, to push that lie about the shape of the earth hides a war, a spiritual war against God. And in order to fight God, you have to fight his creation, and you have to fight nature. You have to find everything which is normal, and to make people believe that in fact life came up by chance, that there was a big bang in the universe, and there is an evolution from animals to human beings, and that in fact there is no God, and everything that we have today is from the manpower, is from technology, and this is the new god now. Also to make people believe that there is depth in space, and that there are galaxies and billions and trillions of stars, and of course mathematically, logically, there is other planets like ours, and of course other civilizations and alien civilizations, and all this is a network of lies, conceived, meticulously for centuries, in order to bring the world population to abandon the idea of the God that created, our world, and to lead them astray and away from God. So we know that it's that war is a spiritual war, and actually, in the Torah, it is referred as the war of Gog and Magog. That means there's going to be a big battle coming up. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I know that it's coming up, and that God is actually today regrouping his armies for that war. So how do we know it's? How do we know that it's linked to the war of Gog and Magog? Because there is a commentary of Rashi, which is a big Jewish scholar, that mentions one of the verses of the book of Job that refers to the sea barriers. Because you see, in the flat Earth theory, let's say like this, or reality, the south is surrounding, the Earth. It's like in a plate. You have the north in the center, and all around you have like big ice walls keeping the seas together. And actually, the Torah mentions these walls. And in his commentary of that verse, Rashi says that God did bury, very important treasures over there to be used at the end of times, in the war of Gog and Magog. So this is the first reference that we have between the existence of these, sea barriers, which are only mentioned in the flat Earth model, and the war of Gog and Magog. So there is a spiritual war that we are being attacked at a spiritual level and at a human level, and this concerns everybody. Doesn't matter, who you are, what you believe in, but because we are attacked as humans, not as Christians, not as Jews, not as blacks, or whatever. So we are attacked as humans, and this is the war that is going on. And the people that are lying about the shape of the Earth and about space, NASA has been caught like so many times faking all their videos of space. It's all computer generated images. It's like, or artistical, artistic drawings. It's all fake. From the first minute, it was all fake. And so behind all these lies that cost them like trillions of dollars, behind all these lies, are a cast of people who are responsible of almost all the lies that we believe in about, medicine, about science, about history, about education, about everything. So it's a war against truth and a war against God that is going on here. And that battle, that last battle, is taking shape with, on one side, the flat Earth movement, including all kinds of people in the world, like not only realizing that the Earth is flat, because that's easy, because even our enemies do that. Even people that refute that idea know that the Earth is flat, but also fight for that idea, fight for promoting the truth, fight and put everything they have and everything they are into that fight, to fight the lies and to fight all these lies about everything. So on one side you have all these people coming up, and for me, Jew, for me, son of Israel, I see that is not normal, because usually the nations, what we call the Goyim, the nations, they're not very interested into the fighting to the death, for truth. It's not something that is proper to them. Mostly, the world population is like, just wants to survive, have a good life, care about people, have like, basic human values, but they want, like fight for the truth to the death, like, it's something that's proper to what our fathers did. And so this is very special. And when I thought about this, I said, it's not, those people are exceptional, those people are very special, so they have to be mentioned somehow in the Torah. And I found something that actually can explain who are these people that apparently have no links between them, no connections between them. And what I said in my last video is that actually there is a people of in the Torah that is barely mentioned, who is mentioned actually as the Abraham students. So Abraham, you have to know that his fight was to enforce the truth and to fight for the truth everywhere he can, with everybody he could. And the thing is that his students, of course, had to have that same spirit, that same motivation, fight for the truth. So people can believe that he was like feeding the hungry ones and he was like very hospitable, and this is true at a certain level. But his fight was to actually feed people with knowledge and fight with them to explain them that what they believed in was false, and he was fighting with them to show them the truth. So you have that people here. It is mentioned in Genesis, when Abraham and Lot and Sarah came into Egypt. It is said that they came with the people they made in Haran, in the place they came from, in northern Lebanon or somewhere. And then you can see that a part of these people is still present with him when 3 months later, Abraham's going to fight a big war against 4 kings in order to, deliver his brother that was, been captive. And he's going to take 318 people, of his students, and go to war with them. And he's going to win that war against 4 kings. So these people are like, not just students, but like also fighters. And this is the only people that does not belong to the dynasty of Abraham, does not belong to his family, but who are fighting with him, like strangers, people from the nations, what we call goyim, but have a very, very high, what we call zchut, like that means like a very high value, because they are not from his offspring, but they're gonna fight with him. And actually, the Torah mentions these people also as being Israel. That means they are the first sparks of awakening, the first sparks of understanding of the notion of a God, one unique God. And this is who they are. They're very, very important. So I believe that the only people that is mentioned in the Torah that can reflect all these people, these people from the nations getting up, and not only this, but understanding the truth and fighting for it. I believe that these people are the offspring of this particular people that is mentioned in the Torah. So my point in making this video is to tell you that we are being attacked. We are under attack, and we are into living in a war that is being waged by people that are trying to fight God through fighting his creation, through lying about his creation, about his creatures, about mankind, and about everything. Now you have to know that one of God's name in Judaism is truth. Truth, Emet, is one of the names of God. So when you fight truth, you're fighting God. The more lies there is, the less God there is. You understand? So this is logic. And in that war, what's important is to understand that God, just like he said that he was going to regroup the people of Israel from all over the world into one place, and that he's going to regroup all his armies. And actually, we start to understand now that his armies are not just made of the people of Israel, but from out of other people that are also embedded in Israel, and that started working with Abraham before that the people of Israel was even created, or let's say recreated or regenerated. So that's a very important message, because it is also to make you understand that all these people of the Flat Earth have a value. Now, what is the connection with them and the Gypsies worldwide? Well, the thing is that if it is true, what we understood, that the Gypsy people do include inside them, the tribe of Israel, and I say include inside them because I don't say all Gypsies have Israelite origins, because they are also mixed up today, especially from like the last 60 years, where the Christianity evangelism just managed to embed them into the nations and their ways. Because before that, the Gypsies were just like vagabonds, like travelers, and they were nomads. But then after the Second World War, after all the sufferings and all the persecutions, they knew, so they offered them some love and some kind of a recognition, but they converted them into the Christianity, which they refused and managed to refuse for like 2,000 years, because Christianity has been around for a long time, but they never were Christians. So something happened after the Second World War. A territory was given here to the Jews, but in the same time, the Gypsies, who are actually their brothers, were kept from coming here and were regrouped under the Christian beliefs and denominations, under evangelism and all that. So now the thing is that if the Gypsies have, have inside their communities those lost tribes of Israel, so at one point they're gonna have to come back to Israel, to come back to our lands. So now, by the state of Israel, a lot of people can argue that it's not, it is corrupted and there is a lot of problems. And of course, look, we have big homosexual community. Tel Aviv is the capital of the of the gay community worldwide, which is for Israel an insult to Israel. It's an abomination, because in the Torah it is clearly written that homosexuality is an abomination and is totally forbidden. So you understand, we have problems, but this is normal because this is a war, So it is normal that in the same time that we are coming back here, into a problem. It's not going to be like easy to to become what we have to become. So, but the thing is that God shows the ways that He shows in order to make us come back, and we have here in Israel a big fight also going on, because we are being also infiltrated, we are being attacked also religiously and culturally, at all levels. Because today also the Jewish religion is suffering of infiltration of people that are not Jewish, or people that are Jews, but that are fighting Judaism, but they are disguised as Jews, like they're fake Jews. So we are being attacked, all the way. So full scale war. So it's okay, it's all right. It's not the first time. We used to to fight, and we're gonna make it. But the thing is that it's a complex situation. So this is the message I wanted to share with you. This is the message I wanted to tell you, is that something is going on where the lost tribes and that lost people, those children of Abraham, are going to somehow be regrouped. But you have to understand something. What I believe I understood is this. When the people of Israel came into Egypt, he stayed there for like about 190 years, I think, and then he came out. But not everybody came out. Only 20% of the Jews, or the people of Israel, came out from Egypt. Lots of people didn't want to to stay there, and they didn't want to leave, and they stayed over there. Now in the desert there was also some purification. That means that lots of people also got killed in the desert. And this is how it works. You have a first family of like 12 people, and then they're going to multiply, they're going to become like millions, and then they're going to just like be selected, and they're going to be like selections among selections to take the best of the best, and to rebuild that people that we were a long time ago. And this is how it works. So I believe it's going to be the same thing with the Gypsy communities and with the Flat Earthers. because in the beginning everybody can be like flat earther, or everybody can in the gypsy community recognize their Israelite origins, but then you know you know experiences are going to come up that are going to challenge everybody. That means today to be a flat earther is not just like to believe in flat earth, it's also to invest oneself to fight for the truth and to promote that idea, but also to accept the truth as it unfolds. And that's not easy, because as the truth unfolds, it might challenge our beliefs, either religious beliefs or all kinds of beliefs. And at one point we have to accept what the truth is, even if that means abandoning or giving up our prior beliefs. At one point, also I believe that people went to the moon. I believe that the earth was a globe. So it was hard for me not to believe it, but anymore, but I did it. So we have to realize that what is going on today, God is also like fashioning the flat earth people and the gypsy communities, and he's like refreshing his troops. You understand? Because for the last battles we're gonna need the best of the best. It's not gonna be easy. So this is what is going on, and I wanted to share that with you, and to ask you what you think about it in the commentaries. And that's the only message I can tell you now. But the gypsy people, I have a very important message. We've checked things out about the gypsy community. We talked to rabbis here, we talked to the authorities about it, and the conclusions we had to come to is that nobody wants you here in Israel. Not the government, not the religious authority. They don't want you here. First of all, they know about you for a very long time. They knew that the Nazis also called you Jews. They know that the Nazis also did want to erase you as a race with the Jews, because the Nazis never tried to eradicate any race, but only the Jews and the Gypsies. Even though they said that all the other races were like inferior, but they never tried to wipe them out. But the Jews and the Gypsies, they tried. So that should have been enough as a fact for the people of Israel, for the religious establishments, to take a better look at who was these guys, who were these gypsies that Hitler also accused of being Jewish and also tried to wipe out with the Jews. It's like if you say, oh, there is a guy in my neighborhood, is my brother, or my enemy is saying that this is my brother and he's going to want to kill him. So after that I kill my enemy, don't I check who that guy is, so they didn't want to check it. They tried to hide it, they tried to conceal it, and now they see that the gypsies are waking up worldwide, and they realize their origins, and it's a great awakening. Now there is about between 14 and 70 million gypsies in worldwide. This is what I heard, the numbers I've heard. And again, not all of them are going to wake up and come back here the way they have to. And again, so there's a selection being done by God to regroup his armies and also to select the best of them. So what I wanted to tell to the gypsy community is be careful, because now what we are seeing is that after a few years that that movement spread, and that this phenomenon just spread out in the gypsy community, that means the gypsies are waking up and recognizing and understanding that this is what answers to all their feelings, that they are in fact lost Jews, not lost in a jungle, but lost in the memory. You understand? So now what happens is that we see rabbis, mostly Ashkenazi rabbis, coming to the gypsy community and say, oh, we are, you are our brothers and we want to help you, we want to help you, come to Israel, want to help you. And then they're going to tell you some bullshit okay, you have to convert first. First of all, you don't have to convert because you're Jewish. To convert somebody to Judaism today is like to take a non-Jew guy from the nations and to transform him into a Jew, which is in the Torah I've never seen. It's something that we don't do. But anyways, this is something that is being practiced today. And today you have a lot of people that are not Jewish, that have nothing to do with Israel, that are being recognized as Jews and mixed up, with us. And this is also a form of attack to try to assimilate us in our own country. But that's normal. Hey, I accept it. This is a strategy. I would have done the same thing if I was inside of that. So they're going to tell you have to convert, which is not true, because God did protect you for thousands of years without the Torah, without the laws that we have, with nothing. So you were able not to assimilate, just as the Jews, did not assimilate. We did not do it because we had like a frame of reference. We had the Torah, we had the story, but you did not, because you had a special spirit, something special that was telling you that you're not like the other guys, you're not like the nations, you're special kind of people. And actually you were close to us, and you knew that, because even in the Romanesque language, a Jew is not called the Gajo, because you call the Goim, what we call the Goim, the nations, you call them Gajo, Gaje, but you never call a Jew a Gajo or Gaje. So even in your language, we know that you recognize us as special too. And we also know that the word Tzigan is an Hebrew word. It's not Greek, it's not from India, it's Hebrew. It comes from leatzig, which means to distinguish yourselves. So again, they're going to tell you have to convert. Don't fall into that trap, because what's going to happen, they're going to enter you into a long process. They're going to take your money, and at the end they're going to say, oh no, you can't. We know, we have an example of a guy, a gypsy guy, that came here in Israel for like 7 years. They made him believe that he could convert and everything. And at the end, they took money from him, like $50,000 or $100,000, I don't know how much, and they never gave him any paper to convert. And the guy is like broken now. He's from Hungary, and he's like he came back to Hungary broken. So we know their methods. We went and we talked to also very high rabbinical authorities, and we realized three things: they hate you, they don't want you here, and they know exactly who you are. And this is a reality. But what I say is that no one will be able to keep you from coming back, because the lost tribes coming back is a part of a divine plan. So there, no matter what the authorities, the states can say, the rabbis can say, the Americans or the Russians or the Chinese or the world, the entire world, nobody can stop that. Nobody's going to be able to stop your return. You understand? So this is something that's going to happen sooner or later. But what they can do, they can make you lose time. They can, affect you. They can do some damage on your way back. You understand? So you have to be careful, not to believe rabbis that come to you that say, yeah, you from us. They have to explain you how come they come with that idea now and not before. And you're gonna be smart enough, I believe, to be careful to avoid their traps. Now we are working here in Israel in order to be able to make you come here legally with like a work visa for 5 years. So all this, we started to talk, with the Gypsy communities about that. They have to come here. We have to set things up, and we have to make that happen. So this is roughly what I wanted to tell you, that the Flat Earth movement and the Lost Tribes are directly connected. So I would like you to spread the word into the Gypsy community, which are mainly, they're not flat earthers. Mainly they just believe that the earth is a globe, and they just like everybody else. And don't believe it is ridiculous because they're going to make fun of you and everything. Just be careful. It is something very serious. Don't believe me? Do your own research. Check it out. Think about it. You understand? There are thousands of videos all over the place that proves it, widely, that everything which is gravity, the Earth being a big spinning water ball, like going crazy all over the space. It is so ridiculous, so absurd, and there is a purpose for these lies. So check it out, and I'm here to answer all your questions. You can talk to me. You can send me messages. There's no problem. There are also lots of flat earthers that can help you understand this whole thing. So that's the message I wanted to tell you. I don't know how many people are following this because I have a very small channel on Flat Earth. But anyways, if you have any question, first of all, let me go to the chat and to welcome our friends, which I would have done like a while ago already. So we have what do we have? We have Chimoto T Taisho. You're welcome, my brother. I don't know where you're from. I believe you might be from Japan or somewhere. We have Mikey Smith. As Mikey Smith is a flat earther, very exceptional person, because he managed to take pictures of stars that prove that the stars have nothing to do with the shape of the stars that the NASA shows off, like a big blue spot of light, So it took very, very nice pictures of the stars, and that proved that actually the stars have a structure behind the light and around the light, and also of what we believe to be the firmament, or the rakia, what we call in Hebrew, because you can see clearly in his pictures that the stars are actually embedded into some dark matter, something thick, something that is not like like transparent, something like some matter, some and it's exceptional. So he's the pioneer on that, and we're gonna try to develop all this science there that Mike Smith science also here in Israel working on it. So that's about Mikey Smith. You can check his channel, just Mikey Smith, just the way you pronounce it, and he has a good small channel that talks about all this. Now Marley Fords, hello to you. What do we have here? We have Tula Kerlun. This is looks like a Turkish name. You're welcome, my buddy. And that's it. We have a very, very small. We have Nubik also. Nice talking to you. And this is it. We have a small group of people, but this is going to be recorded and it's going to be for the record. So that was my message. Very short message, very small message. We'll make more, lives later on. And well, I hope that can help you, to start realizing how important you guys are. And I'm talking to the flat earthers as well as to the gypsy community. And again, I know it sounds crazy, doesn't sound like connected, but I can tell you it is. But again, we'll make more podcasts about it, and we'll talk more about it. So that's it. If you have any questions, you can send it to me, no problem. And I still have also to know how to make that live stream happen, because technically I'm not too good with all these machines. But that's it. So I wanted just to send you that that message, that you are very important. You have to wake up and be careful, because everything is going to be done for you not to regroup, not to understand, and to keep us divided. But the thing is that, again, flat earth, remember, flat earthers, people that believe that the earth is flat, people that understand that the earth is flat, because it's not a belief, it's an understanding. You only believe that the earth is a globe because there's no proof that it's a globe. It was never proven, ever. So people that understand that the earth is flat and that fight to promote the truth, and the gypsy people who know that they belong to Israel, that still have that spark of their ancestors burning inside them, that still are gypsies, that are not dead as gypsies, but that still alive, they know that they have a greatness, a worth that's very important to us, and these people will come back. Will come back to us, will regroup somehow, and this is what is going on. So believe me, you are very, very important, and this is one of the reasons why I invest myself into this also. And this is what I've been doing for the past few years, investigating that flat earth movement, joining it in, and then this is why we had put Atsigana a little bit on the side, because we always knew that something was missing, And I believe I found, what was missing to our fight is to let us know and to let you know that you have allies that you didn't know about that are actually fighting the same war and the same enemies. You understand? So this is the first contact, the first announcement, and there'll be there'll be more, hopefully. So take it easy, everybody, and talk to you next time.